I want to pop in because I know that we're all looking for ways to stop eating all of the holiday treats that are here, that are on the counters. I know if you're like me, you love to bake, you love to make the fun things, you love to like be in the holiday spirit, but you don't want to be eating the treats for the next 2 weeks up until Christmas, the next week and a half up until Christmas, and you aren't going to be able to feel good in your body when you do that. So, three things that you can really do right now are the first thing is you want to make it more difficult to eat the treat than it is easy. So, if you're keeping them out on your counter, this is going to be hugely important. You want to clear off your counters. You want to keep your counters clean so that you can make it feel fresh. And if you want to go have a treat, if you want to go get a cookie out of the cupboard, absolutely you can do that. But you're not just like, picking at them, seeing them, and then all of a sudden, all day long, your willpower is running low because you're seeing the cookies, seeing the cookies, seeing the cookies. You're not gonna have one, not gonna have one, not gonna have one. All of a sudden, you're tired, it's the end of the day, you're stressed, and you're just gonna have one, and maybe one is hard to do because maybe moderation isn't something that works well for you, and so then one leads to two, or three, or four. So, the first thing is you wanna make it inconvenient to eat the holiday treat when you don't want to eat it. So it's Wednesday afternoon. You don't necessarily want to be eating cookies all afternoon. So you want to put them away. You want to put them in the fridge. You want to put them in a cupboard that is like all wrapped up. You want to seal them up if they're gifts, and you want to have them ready to go so they're packaged and wrapped. This is something that I do all the time because I don't want to just have that giant batch of granola just sitting out all the time, or I don't want to have the cookies that are just able to be nibbled all the time. So I want to like get them out of sight and out of mind. This is huge. And then you can save your willpower for when you actually need it. You're not just like slowly running it down all the time. So if you find that like the treats are kind of taking over, they're seeping into like during the day, during the evening, after dinner, you need to get them out of sight to be out of mind. Then if you really want one, you can go get one. You know where they are. Or you can make them somewhere super inconvenient that would actually, what you want to do is you want to create an awareness and break the pattern, break the cycle. So if you find yourself in your garage after dinner, in your garage fridge, you know that the only reason you're out there is to get a treat, and you have a second to pause to be like, do I really want this? And that gives you a chance to break the cycle, break the moment up, break the opportunity up, right? So that is what's going to be hugely important, because in this time there's just constant treats available to us, all the time. So we want to be able to be intentional about that. The next thing you want to do is not buy things that you don't want to eat. So if you're going to buy something, just plan on you eating it, and just know that like there isn't enough willpower to go through with all these different things. So if you are going to make your favorite treats, which I definitely encourage, then you want to wait to buy the things and make them until you're really close to the time that you're going to actually have them. Otherwise, again, this comes down to willpower, where you don't want to have to rely on willpower. You don't want to have to use it because it will run out at this time of year. Stress is high, which drains willpower. Seeing treats constantly over and over and over and using the willpower muscle drains and depletes it. Again, it's like gas in your gas tank. If you use it all up, it's not there for you. So when we're running on empty, when we're tired, when we're doing all the things to get ready for the holidays, we don't want to have to use and access willpower. So number one, keep treats that you have out of sight, out of mind. Number two, don't buy the things that you are going to be tempted with until it's time to eat them, because the shorter amount of time that you have, the better that it's going to be. And number three is do not skip meals. Eat your vegetables and your lean protein and your healthy fats. You will get the carbs. I want to say 100% sure, but I'm going to say 99% sure that you are not going to be lacking for carbs. So what you want to do is focus on the vegetables, focus on the proteins, focus on the healthy fats. What this is going to do is going to cut down on the cravings. In the past, if you have a yo-yo diet mentality, if you have a up and down relationship with food, you may be tempted to skip lunch because you're going to bake cookies, maybe because you ate too much cookie dough yesterday and you're trying to like even it all out. It's not going to even out. What it's going to do is it's going to send your blood sugar, it's going to send your brain, it's going to send your whole body into this up and down cycle. So yeah, maybe you skip lunch. Then when you go to bake cookies, you're actually physically hungry, and your body is sending these signals like, eat the cookie dough because you're hungry and because it's a treat and because it tastes good. When you come at it from a full stomach of vegetables and protein and healthy fats, your blood sugar is then stabilized. You aren't getting these huge spikes, and you aren't getting these huge cravings or this feeling of like emptiness that's making you fill it up with carbs and sugar. So these three things that you can start to do right now look around your house. What can you put away? If you came over to my house right now, you would see that I have cookie stuff all over right here. And my plan is that I'm going to finish the baking and I'm going to put it all together and be done with it today so that I don't have to constantly see it, because it's kind of one of those things that like I love to do, but I want to get it all the way through so I don't have to use that resistance right now. I don't have to use that willpower. Also, thinking, what can I buy to make it so easy? Rotisserie chicken, spinach and arugula mix, things that you don't actually have to cook, things that you can just throw together for simple lunches. Because if you have a simple salad lunch, you could do scrambled eggs, you could do eggs, you could grab a salad at your favorite place. Do some of those little things that help you to get a solid lunch that doesn't leave you feeling drained and empty at 4 p.m. Because 4 p.m. is oftentimes the downfall for people. Your kids get home from school, you are tired, you've already had a day, now you're starting another day where the kids' activities are happening, you need to get dinner on the table and homework, do all the things that you have for the holidays as well. And so this is that time that often we turn to sugar, we turn to treats, we turn to whatever's on the counter. If you have that solid lunch and maybe you plan for a snack at 4 o'clock, you plan to have a smoothie with your kids, you plan to have another little mini meal. I know that worked really well for one of my clients, is she would have like a mini meal at like 3 or 4, and then she wouldn't feel so empty going into the night, because that is usually what happens, is like you are quote unquote good all day. And then it turns to 4 o'clock and all of a sudden you aren't able to maintain that willpower and you really actually physically are hungry. And so you're fighting against your brain and you're trying to figure that out. These 3 things are going to help you to fill yourself up, bring the stress down in your system, and allow you to be really intentional with the treats that you choose, because it is that time we want to be able to enjoy it.